Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville Fiber Internet, streaming TV, home security and automation in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Maller Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. lawmg.com. IU Alumni Association, connecting IU's network of alumni and sharing the Indiana spirit through scholarships, advocacy, and volunteerism. alumni.iu.edu. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.
Coming up on Indiana Newsdesk. Students return to the classroom next week, but they'll have to wear masks according to the latest MCCSC guidelines. But many want masks to be optional.
In the name of science and data, I kindly ask that you please let students unmask this school year.
Thefts of catalytic converters are on the rise because of the value of the precious metals they contain.
When we had a customer to come in and said there's someone underneath a car, we went out and actually caught them in the initial stages. They came out from under the car, got in their truck, and went away quickly.
Ahead, how to protect your car. And we visit with a Bloomington nonprofit that is actively recruiting out-of-state remote workers to the city.
We want as many cool, smart people doing interesting things here as possible.
Those stories, plus the latest news headlines, right now on Indiana Newsdesk. Welcome to Indiana Newsdesk. I'm Joe Wren. Well, Governor Eric Holcomb opted not to reimpose any COVID-19 restrictions, but he did extend the state's public health emergency for another month. Indiana, like the rest of the country, is in the midst of a surge in cases due to the Delta variant, which accounts for more than 90% of sampled cases this month. The state has reported more than 1,000 new daily cases each of the past 4 days, including nearly 1,500 new cases today. The state's 7-day positivity rate is up to 6.8%. It's been steadily rising since a low of 1.9% last month.
The state of Indiana in general is very much a state that very much feels that the control should be in the hands of the elected officials to make those decisions because they were elected by the people and for the people.
With a new school year starting Wednesday for students and teachers, Mitch Legan has this report on the Monroe County school system's updated COVID-19 protocols.
MCCSC students will be masked up and back in classrooms for the start of the 2021 school year. The Board of Trustees updated its COVID protocols this week. They modify the guidelines currently in place and closely follow updated guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
I greatly appreciate the feedback and the support, and so I present to you reentry plan adjustments.
At MCCSC schools, all students will be required to wear masks. So will unvaccinated staff members and visitors. But fully vaccinated staff don't have to wear masks if they show proof of vaccination.
In the name of science and data, I kindly ask that you please let students unmask this school year.
Many at the meeting asked the school board to make masks optional for students. They say adults who want a vaccine have been able to get one at this point, and the data show COVID isn't a grave threat to those 18 and under.
I did the math on that and found out that I have a 0.065% chance of being struck by lightning. So at this point in my life, I have a greater chance of being struck by lightning than dying of this virus.
Many nearby school systems have opted to make masks optional for students. But with the rise of the highly transmissible Delta variant, the board moved to start the year off with students masking. MCCSC's COVID Metrics Committee, made of health experts and school stakeholders, will continue meeting throughout the school year to determine changes to protocols. So masks could come off in the future.
Hopefully we can get the Delta variant, these other things a little more under control, and then maybe we can revisit these and get some who are vaccinated and take the mask off.
Other in-school changes include classes being back in classrooms. Last year, many classes were held in gyms or lunchrooms to allow for extra distance. School libraries will be open again, and kids will be able to eat in cafeterias if there's enough room for distancing. The corporation offered additional instruction over the summer to help students who might have fallen behind because of the pandemic. They'll continue providing opportunities for targeted instruction throughout the year.
So we're really excited about the things that we are putting in place. We want to really do the best that we can to accelerate learning for every student. Certainly those students who may not have been as actively engaged as we wanted them to be.
The pandemic forced MCCSC to provide in-person, online, and hybrid learning opportunities last year. Many students found online learning difficult, and some really didn't participate at all. MCCSC will offer an online option again this year, but this time for students who excelled with virtual learning or those with medical concerns.
I feel like we're so close to our goal of vaccinating that just suddenly letting them be with 600 children would kind of defeat what we've done for the last year.
MCCSC expects over 100 students to go online for the fall semester. That number could rise, though, because the school board reopened online registration after the mask announcement.
So on our website, through the registration, there's a phone number and details, and they can just simply reach out to anyone at our office and we'll get them to the right place.
Thank you so much.
Even with late additions, the number of online students will be a big drop from the 3,000 who participated last year. That'll mean smaller classes, which will allow for more individualized instruction. But if you ask students, they're ready to get back to normal. Missing a year plus of the traditional school experience has not only hurt them academically, but also has affected their social and emotional growth.
You ready to get back into the classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready to get your vaccine?
Yeah.
Are you scared of needles?
Yeah.
But you'll get the vaccine if that means you can go back to school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Mitch Legan.
Well, as for when vaccinations for kids 12 and under will be available, President Biden has suggested it could be weeks, but they likely won't be available until we're well into fall or winter at the earliest. Indiana University returns to in-person classes next month with almost 85% of its students, faculty, and staff vaccinated against COVID-19.
IU is absolutely safer today than it was when the Alpha variant was on the rise, and certainly when we opened up campus last year. We are going to monitor, we're going to watch, we're going to keep an eye on everything.
While vaccines are not 100% effective, Carroll says they are proven to reduce symptoms of breakthrough cases. IU will continue to test unvaccinated people and adjust its policy as needed, but will not force exempted individuals to wear masks. A new fiscal analysis of Bloomington's annexation proposal shows Monroe County could lose almost $900,000 more than the city projected. County officials held the first of 3 annexation forums Wednesday night to present their own report by accounting firm Baker Tilly Municipal Advisors. The city presented its fiscal report in May. It indicated the county would lose $1.8 million in funding by year 2. That's when the tax shift would have the biggest impact. But the Baker Tilly report indicates that number to be closer to $2.7 million.
The property tax increase was 3.8% per year. That's very reasonable. The increases in local income tax of 3%, very reasonable. So we've restated based on those reasonable assumptions that were used in the report.
The county has 2 more public forums on the annexation. The first is Sunday at 2 at the Monroe County Fairgrounds. There's another meeting Monday at 6 at the Perry Clear Creek Fire Station. The Cleveland Indians are changing their name to the Cleveland Guardians for the 2022 Major League Baseball season, and some are saying it's time for Indianapolis minor league team to follow suit. Holden Absher reports.
Indigenous people say the Indianapolis Indians baseball team should change its name along with the Cleveland Guardians. Carolina Castoreno Santana is the American Indian Center of Indiana executive director and says Indigenous people do not support the team's name.
But with Indigenous people, we are literally overwhelmingly saying we're not okay with this. We are not mascots. We're humans. Pick something else.
She says Indigenous people do not have agency in the name of a sports team, nor is the mascot particularly symbolic of Indiana. Compared to the Indianapolis Colts and Indiana Pacers, the minor league team's name singles out a specific community.
What is it about Colts, baby horses, that is emblematic of Indiana over other locations? It's not. It's a nickname. It's a mascot. So it should be a really easy fix. We're still going to be Indianapolis at the end of the day.
Jesse Steinfeld is a sports psychologist at the IU Bloomington School of Education who has researched the effects of native-themed mascots, logos, and nicknames. He says the teams feel little to no impact when changing mascots.
People initially will have a reaction, right? They'll be up in arms. You can't change, take this away from us. But what we see over time, the donations from the college alumni base don't change. The fan fervor does not change. The way that people follow the team, right? Who they identify with, who they love, who they're passionate about, it doesn't change over time.
Steinfeld says teams like the Cleveland Guardians will be on the right side of history 20 years down the road. While the name change may annoy the occasional fan, he says it will ultimately do more for Native American communities, specifically children.
Mascots activate stereotypic representations and limit them to past tense people, and the idea of the noble savage or the savage warrior, things that don't represent who and what contemporary American Indian people are.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Holden Apsher.
A spokesperson for the Indianapolis team says a nickname committee was formed last summer and discussions are ongoing regarding changing the name. Coming up next on Indiana Newsdesk. A Bloomington company has begun a program aimed at actively recruiting out-of-state remote workers to the city. And thieves are stealing catalytic converters from cars for their precious metals. Ahead, what you need to know to protect your car. These stories and more right here on Indiana Newsdesk.
Stay close to Indiana Newsdesk as we trace education issues all the way from the Capitol to your child's classroom. So many topics that arise each year in the State House affect what happens every day in the schoolhouse. The WTIU News Team is committed to helping you stay up to date with the issues that affect your family's future. Keep yourself informed. Tune in to Indiana Newsdesk, your source for regional and state in-depth news.
The COVID-19 vaccine is here. It's safe, it's effective, and it's our shot, Hoosiers. To see if you are eligible to receive your vaccination or to get more information, visit ourshot.in.gov or call 211. But remember, for now we need to keep wearing masks, observe social distancing, and follow other protective measures to keep everyone safe. Because it's our shot, Hoosiers. This message sponsored by the Indiana Department of Health and aired in cooperation with this station.
Welcome back to Indiana Newsdesk. An invasive insect called the spotted lanternfly has arrived in Indiana. Indiana Public Broadcasting's Rebecca Thiel reports it poses a threat to wineries and orchards in Indiana and across the country.
Spotted lanternflies feed on grapevines, hops, and several kinds of trees, including many fruit tree varieties. They also produce a sticky, sugary substance called honeydew, which can attract mold and other pests. Jim Butler co-owns Butler Winery and Vineyards in Bloomington and says he's been watching the invasive species spread west. He says universities on the East Coast are researching the spotted lanternfly.
And they have to figure out the life cycle and when do you attack it? What's the best way? What can you do to stop it? So they're still working on that. We're just hoping that's figured out before it becomes a major problem here.
While Indiana has more than 100 wineries, Indiana State entomologist Megan Abraham says it's especially important that the state keeps the insect from spreading to much bigger wine-producing states, like California, Washington, and Oregon.
So some of the biggest concerns for Indiana, honestly, are going to be in continuing to make sure that our trade goes unhampered out of Indiana towards some of our western states.
Abraham says spotted lanternfly eggs are easily mistaken for mud on things like RVs, carrier trucks, and freight trains, so it's important to clean vehicles going in and out of the state. The adult spotted lanternfly is grayish with black spots and bright red hind wings. Its nymph is bright red with white spots. If you see a spotted lanternfly, contact the DNR at 866-NO-EXOTIC. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Rebecca Thiel.
Whether it's gas or airfare, pent-up demand is driving up the cost of products and services. That includes items on the black market. Adam Pinsker tells us why this means drivers should be extra vigilant when leaving their vehicles unattended.
The summer of 2021 may go down as one of the busiest for the folks at Beck's Service Center in Southport.
We're seeing right now ourselves, one shop, on average probably 6 to 8 converters stolen per week.
Manager Ben Stallings is talking about catalytic converters, which are required on all vehicles manufactured in the past 30 years.
It is the device or unit on your car that's designed to remove the noxious gases from the atmosphere.
But thieves don't have the environment in mind when they steal these devices. Catalytic converters contain precious metals, including rhodium, platinum, and palladium. Even a small amount of these metals are worth hundreds of dollars. So much so, people have gone to great lengths to steal them. Stallings says a crook was targeting vehicles in the parking lot in front of his business earlier this summer.
When we had a customer to come in and said there's someone underneath a car, we went out and actually caught them in the initial stages. They came out from under the car, got in their truck, and went away quickly.
So how do you know if someone has stolen your catalytic converter? Well, when you start your car, it'll sound like this. Comprehensive insurance will cover most, if not all, of the cost to replace a catalytic converter. But if you are underinsured or aren't insured at all, costs can range from $400 to $1,200. Some of Stallings' customers aren't leaving their vehicles to chance.
We're basically building a metal cage around that converter, so they don't have the easy access to make those cuts and drop that converter out.
Vehicles that are high up from the ground are especially vulnerable to catalytic converter thefts. It only takes a few moments for someone to extract one from under a vehicle. The criminals don't just operate in urban areas, they also target vehicles parked in people's driveways and in sparsely populated areas.
There's no doubt vehicles sitting idle in some farm lot somewhere right now that have already been pillaged, and they're not yet aware of it.
Clark Cottom is in his second term as Sullivan County Sheriff. He's noticed an uptick in catalytic converter thefts in this rural county of just 20,000 residents south of Terre Haute.
I would say at least 3 to 4 reports per month. And we have to keep in mind that not everybody calls the police.
The sheriff says some of the suspects arrested in these thefts aren't from Sullivan County. Likewise, some Sullivan County residents have been caught stealing catalytic converters in other counties, and it isn't just catalytic converters they are after.
We have a lot of precious metals that are stolen from utility companies, power companies, energy companies, electricity providers have very unique metals and coppers and stainless steel.
A lot of these precious metals end up at scrapyards where thieves can make a quick buck. By law, these companies are supposed to ask sellers for an ID and a serial number if there is one on the part that is being sold, but that system isn't enough to thwart the unscrupulous seller.
If a scrapyard owner would say, "Is this stolen?" Well, what do you think they're going to say? They're going to say no.
Back at Beck's Auto Service Center, Stallings says the rash of converter thefts is causing a ripple effect well beyond his shop.
Obviously, there's supply chain problems now, but the converters, the number of converter thefts are so high that the manufacturers can't keep up with producing the converters.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Adam Pinsker.
The mill in Bloomington recently launched a program to attract remote workers to the city. Holden Absher has the story.
For some people, the main advantage of a remote job is being able to work from your own home. For others, it's being able to control which city you call home. That's why the Mill, a nonprofit center for entrepreneurship, launched Bloomington Remote last month to attract out-of-state remote workers to the city.
The reason we started this program is because we want as many cool, smart people doing interesting things here as possible.
East says most people with remote jobs are tech-forward individuals. Some of them are looking to leave large cities, and others think Bloomington will be a good place to recruit students. Unlike other remote work programs around the country, Bloomington Remote does not offer cash incentives. Instead, it offers participants opportunities to feel connected, such as a board observer seat with a local nonprofit and a lifelong membership to the mill.
We believe that Bloomington is awesome enough on its own that you want to move here on your own.
So far, East's theory is correct. About one person applies to the program every day. Half of them have never even visited Bloomington.
It's been really interesting to see applicants come in and see who's applying, what ages, why do you like Bloomington, what interests you.
From full-stack developers to TV casting producers, all types of people are looking to relocate. If all goes according to plan, 10 people will move to Bloomington before June 2022. However, some people think the program is a bad idea given Bloomington's ongoing housing crisis. East says it's not a major factor with such a small group moving to town.
10 people is not gonna shift things so dramatically. These folks, on average, through our program and other programs, their average salary is about $90,000 a year.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Holden Absher.
A Bloomington bookshop from the 90s returned this week. Benta Boutier has more.
Founder and co-owner Rick Morgenstern thought Monday would only be a soft opening.
Well, you know what's exciting for me is walking the sales floor and shaking people's hands and hearing that they're excited that we're back. And we've been open for 2.5 days. I'd say, without exaggeration, I've heard that 100 times.
Morgenstern says the support this week affirms that the bookshop did something right the first time around 30 years ago that left an impression on the community. The store has some of its previous features, such as community space that can be reserved and live entertainment.
I'm most excited about two things immediately popped into my head. Filling our bookshelves with as many titles as we can get on the shelves and afford it, and connecting with the community through our events.
His list includes book signings, poetry readings, and Saturday morning children's story hour. Talk of Morgenstern reopening began in 2019 when Barnes & Noble shut its doors, but opening day plans were delayed because of the pandemic. Morgenstern says the bookshop needs consistent support to succeed and remain open, especially when competing with a digital market.
It's a tough road for a physical store to make it. So if the community's going to want to keep us here, they got to come spend their money here. It's all there is to it.
Some new features added to the store include a cafe and selling local artisan goods. Sam Eads is a co-owner of the store with her husband. She says she's excited for the spirit of community Morgenstern Books brings to Bloomington.
When you go to a bookstore, it's more than just getting a book, right? You go in to learn something, to connect with people.
She adds, though there are other bookstores in town, Morgenstern offers something unique in creating a community space for people. Morgenstern agrees, emphasizing that community has always been part of the store's goals.
We are so blessed to, early on here, create the same spirit we had in the legacy store of the 90s.
He says the difference this time around is being more intentional with design and the aesthetic of the space. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Benta Boutier.
The Indiana State Fair returns today in Indianapolis, a year after it was canceled for the first time since World War II due to the pandemic. There will not be any COVID-19 restrictions imposed on guests, but fair officials are asking those not fully vaccinated to follow current CDC guidelines. Now, to spread out attendance, the fair added a weekend onto its normal schedule, but it will be closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. The State Fair runs through August 22nd. Today is International Friendship Day, and we visited a group of 70-year-olds who have kept their friendship together for decades. Pat Bean reports.
Jesse Lowry, James Stuff Parks, and Earl Wharton-L have been friends since the 4th grade, growing up in Indianapolis and attending Crispus Attucks High School together.
Yeah, we've always stayed in contact with one another. Never did we get out of contact, no matter where we were.
The now 73-year-olds begin to gather regularly for breakfast at the Lincoln Square Pancake House in downtown Indianapolis.
We said, well, you know, let's start inviting someone else, and we invited our other friend, Garland. And now we have about 40 guys, and we come together once a month, and we have breakfast.
On this day, the trio was joined by Jerry Dog Allen and his cousin Steve Allen. They all became friends when they moved into Lockfield Gardens, the first public housing project in Indianapolis. Opened on the northwest side of the city in 1938, it was built exclusively for low-income African Americans.
You're talking about Lockfield Gardens, where they put us all together. Hopefully nobody succeeded, but we all did. A lot of us did, more than others.
Not only did the neighborhood kids bond, but their parents did too, and the parents watched over each other's kids. Jerry Allen says he may have received more spankings from other parents than his own.
They will authorize. If you see him doing it, do him, and then tell me about it and I'll get him again.
Yeah, you get it again. We went to church. We were church members, so we call it being blessed and not fortunate. We're blessed to have friends like this. We're blessed to grow up to where we grew up at. Some people couldn't believe that in Lockfield. Yeah, we're blessed to be in that.
The Mayo Clinic says studies have found that older adults with an active social life are likely to live longer than those who don't socialize as much. Friends can provide support during bad times, prevent loneliness, and offer needed companionship.
He's had cancer. I've had cancer. Bad case of diabetes, lost his vision. But we even through all of it, we were right there for everything. We do everything that has to be done. I mean, groceries, just everything. We clean his house. We take him to all his doctor's appointments, just things like that.
But that's what friends do for each other. So much so that it goes beyond friendship.
You know, we're a family. Friends come and go, but family never. And that's what we are, family.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Pat Bean.
That's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.
Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville Fiber Internet, streaming TV, home security and automation in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Mallard Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. LawMG.com. IU Alumni Association, connecting IU's network of alumni and sharing the Indiana spirit through scholarships, advocacy, and volunteerism. Alumni.iu.edu. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. Rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.